Yo, how's it going, everyone? Hopefully, you're having a great day today. Now, before I jump into the video, I just want to say thank you so much for almost 600 subscribers. I know to some that number is minuscule, but to me, that's absurd. Never thought we'd get there. So, yeah, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Okay, let's dive into the video. So I know all of you are here to just see the automation, which is on the screen right now. Don't worry, I promise we will get into that. But really quick, I just want to give an update as to what I've been up to and what's been happening internally at Proxy over the past month or so. So we're wrapping up 3 really big projects right now, and they're all like coming to a close at once, which for those watching with a business or an agency, you know that it's a little bit of a sprint time. It's definitely a busier time, especially when projects kind of converge like that. So that's why I've kind of been away for 2 weeks, and that's why this video may be slightly underwhelming, but I think you'll still learn something. So I'll make an actual update video, kind of just more me talking to the camera soon. But anyway, enough of me rambling. Let's get into the automation. So what you see on screen right now is something that I've been using internally at Proxy for a while. A lot of the automations that I want to try to show in the future are stuff that have been kind of like battle tested and proven. So that's what you're seeing on the screen. Now, there's a big topic and kind of conversation point right now around lead enrichment and just enhancing data that you collect from your prospects. So every company needs to collect data in some form, like data collection and a data pipeline. If you want to learn how to build a good data pipeline, go watch my last video, by the way. But a data pipeline is crucial these days, and data enrichment is something that's becoming a lot more talked about just through the leveraging of these new technologies and these really great databases that are out there. So a big lead enrichment tool, a very popular one, is called Clay right now. And that one's awesome. But if you don't want to pay for Clay and you're just looking to kind of enrich some basic data and you don't think Clay will have a massive impact on the success of your company, then look no further. I've got you covered with this automation here. So we're starting it off with a tally form here. Again, this could be a form on your website, a form you send to leads, just any data capture form, any data capture method, right? This could even be data that you collect from a chatbot on your website. So for simplicity's sake, I have this tally form here. So if we run this and go to the form, again, this is like some of the simplest data you can collect. What is your website, name, phone, email, very standard stuff. So if we go back here, we can see it'll send it to Google Sheets just so we can track our data. Perplexity AI has actually gone and done research on myself in this case, or whatever, lead name kind of comes in. And then we have this text parser here, and then aggregator, set variables, toss variables into Google Sheet. So if we look at this spreadsheet here, this is what I just put in. I've been testing this a bunch, as you can see, right? So boom, that comes in. And then the data gets aggregated and separated into the correct columns: lead website, company, company size, industry and sector, AI automation technology. So these are all things that Perplexity has gone out and scoured the web and pulled from the web. Annual revenue not available, key decision makers, but yeah, recent news, a decent summary of kind of what we do. So these are all variables that I asked it to search for. So if we go back to the prompt, we can see tally sends it to Google Sheets. You make your connection, you input your fields right here. So it just adds this basic row, and this basic row is on sheet number 1, right? So this is where we just collect our lead data, our very basic, unenriched lead data. Then if we move to sheet number 2, this is where the magic happens. So sheet number 2 gets its data from this Perplexity completion right here. So we have this very long prompt: act as a powerful lead enrichment and research assistant, blah, blah, blah. I set it to capture what I want, and that is the things that you saw in the columns. We have the company size, industry and sector, annual revenue. And again, this is where the actual customization comes in. So whatever you see fit or think is the most valuable data points that you're going to need from your target market or from the people submitting data, that's exactly what you can ask Perplexity to search the web for. And again, this is the cheapest version. I've called Perplexity in this scenario, like I've ran this 200 times maybe, and it's been, well, maybe 80 times, and it's been about 30 cents to enrich this data for 80 times. So it's absolutely absurd. Again, you could use Appify or some other API to actually enrich this data and call that. There's many ways to do this that are slightly more efficient, but I'm just trying to lower the barrier to entry as much as I can. This is the simplest approach, the simplest way for you to get slightly more enriched data and then send a personalized message to that lead to increase conversion rates, right? It's not rocket science, and this is the lowest barrier to entry that I encourage you to go out and try and explore for your company. So once we gain our data from Perplexity here and it searches all of that, then it'll output the results, and we're going to send that to a text parser, right? So this pattern right here, it searches for the data that it outputs. So let me just show you here for a second. Go into the messages, content. So you can see that it's output a plus sign after every single line within its output. And I've instructed it to do that within the prompt. And now the reason for that is because it makes it very simple to separate your data by a unique identifier. So in this case, it's a plus sign. So you can see after every single line, it outputs a plus sign. Now the text parser uses this pattern, which searches for plus signs, and then it searches through the text. I've just input the text content right here from Perplexity, and it will output every single variable, as you can see, 14 separate bundles of all the stuff we're looking for, right? So we have the fallback match, industry and sector. Then we have annual revenue. Then we have key decision makers. So it's essentially separating all of our long string into its own separate substrings. So it's very, very useful in that sense, where all we do is we toss in the name that we want the variable to be called, variable name, email, website. This stuff should correspond to whatever you decide you want in your enriched data. So you toss those in. But there's one thing I want you to get out of this video. It is array separation and pulling out specific variables from a long array. A lot of people struggle with this in Make, but I'm going to show you how simple it is. And this applies to like almost half of your automations that you're going to build for your business. So this is a large array. We looked, there's 14 components to this array. So in our tools, we need to actually access the entire array at each indice. And by indice, I mean each part, each section. So indice 1 would be bundle 1. Indice 2 would be bundle 2. So in this one, I want to access the website. So I'm accessing the array, and then within the curly brackets, I'm putting 3 because I want the third indice, and then I'm adding the variable that would be under. So if we look here, which is IM match, because that's the variable that this is equal to. So if we look at indice 3, it's the lead website. So I'm accessing bundle 3 or indice 3, and then I'm pulling the IM match, which is equal to lead website. So this is exactly what I've done. As you can see, array 3, IM match, array 4, IM match, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is how you can dynamically pull content from arrays. So it's extremely useful, I promise. Take that from this video. Now, all we do after we, set these variables is just toss them into here. Create a connection to the Google Sheet. This is sheet 2. So this is our, new data sheet. And then we just toss them in. Boom. Company, company size, industry. It is as simple as that, right? So something else you could do here is you could actually toss in like a router here, and then you could go down to here and you could put like an HTTP module. You could like make a request, and then what you could do is you could put like HTTPS and then put in their lead website, right? Proxya.ca. So that would actually pull method to get request. So if we ran this, so if we actually input their website right in here, boom, and then we run this module only, what is your website if applicable, proxya.ca, and we run this, then we get a success here, and you can see this data is ginormous because this is everything that is on my website. This is all the divs. So this is literally my entire website right here. So this make a request has pulled my website that we've collected from our initial tally module right here, and it's found everything. Now what you could do is you could actually add in a not a match pattern. You could add in another module down here. And this one could be like a text parser, and then you could go get elements from HTML or HTML to text. So you could go down here, you could toss in this data, and then if we ran this, and let me just copy and paste. Let me just copy and paste this entire thing. It's not that long because I have a very short and sweet website. Copy that, and then if we go to here, data, we paste this entire data in right here. Then we'll get this, and we'll get text. So then it strips away all the HTML and makes it very human readable and nice. So this is exactly what it is. It even gets the emojis in there. So it's super simple. And then what you could do from there is you could toss this into like a GPT module or even a Perplexity module again and be like, here is the website. Like, write me a nice icebreaker to this lead based on what they deliver or a service they do or an about them section. Like, you could relate to something that the founder believes in, right? Create common ground, create rapport. So this can be taken many different ways as demonstrated with this very simple branch right here. So guys, that's going to be it for the video. I hope you kind of see the value of a system like this when implemented into your business. And again, this is kind of like V1 or one of the simplest versions of this you can build. This could be taken to a complete extreme and could really kind of get you leads on autopilot by sending such incredible personalized outreach messages. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Really, 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 really appreciate it. As I said, you guys are all the best. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.